on the UEFA Champions League semi-final encounter between Inter Milan and Barcelona. There are other stories I would go there, but I think I'll have to put them on hold as it stands. Now, yenye an in-depth discussion about a nyoma yejitumuye say the second leg of the UEFA Champions League, you know, anything can happen between the two sides, exploiting their weaknesses, exploiting nyoma bebre wo mo ho a omumienu ni nyina no yebetimi ehunu sunsu aso e de bebre wo. Now, on such nights like this in the Champions League, fancy, and your mommy is very important when it comes to this competition.
Okay.
One, the Edikai, the history that two teams in the Nuntem. On one kasa personal history so more in the UEFA Champions League. Then ni ababe share individual players are yejitumi say. Omu betimi adani game no any moment in time, especially abra who expected a win. For example, the importance of Lamine Yamal in this setup.
Yes.
Yebabeshe. Obi ti se Pedri. Yebabeshe. Emiero enfiso se Barcelona mese Julius Koundé. Yebabeshe. Then you look at Inter Milan with their two attackers. Na pressing no anyway anyhow because many nko so Barcelona for dodo na attention e wo Barella, dodo na attention e wo Lautaro, dodo na attention wo Marcus Thuram, ana se si akra de dodo na attention e wo Denzel Dumfries, but Bastoni holds a certain key. Ye be sa ni o mani nyina Jenny aba be din komo lastly about tactics with Barcelona Highline. Then we'll look at Inter Milan with almost style. Okay. So with the history of everything we are talking about in this particular set competition, fancy, Edrumrebi Inter Milan bought two semi-finals within the space of 10 years or 20 years with the Spanish team Barca in the shape of Real Madrid. So in 65 and almost about the 80s, in the semi-final they lost to Real Madrid against the Spanish opponent. But from that particular moment in time, they 2009-2010, where Inter Milan edged the UEFA Champions League this season in Arsenal. Fancy, since that time, they have not lost a single semi-final game in the Champions League. But at the same time, Barcelona for GDSA, baby aye jinai. A data your friend 6th May is very important in your history.
Yes. Because
6th May 2009, you qualify into the final of the Champions League, you treble. 2015, almost on Bayern Munich, no. And 6th May, and almost FC Bayern Munich by 3-0. And Sana return leg in the Basso, but Barcelona qualified the first leg because any 3-0 you know. In the final, they are there. And they won the treble in 2014-2015. I have said this way, you know, while Laporta doesn't make choices like that. And if you say, Abra appointed Frank Rijkaard. The first season was poor. But the second season, we saw Frank Rijkaard winning the Champions League with Barcelona. 2005-2006. Now, Oba appointed Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola started Barcelona team with trouble. So the Champions League is in synergy with Walla Porta when it comes to the time as the president of FC Barcelona. By hook or crook, on to me and I uncle 10 will be about one the Champions League. Now in this first season, I saw Barcelona more by La Porta but than Shebre or Bedani life or BSN Nano. First, you fancy a trip Xavi Hernandez disappointing. It was a Romako before fraud and Abba. And Champions League, you know, so born so obetimi ayede ni sabetimi aka.
Yes.
But Barcelona last 4 Champions League semi-final games away. Omo lusu ni nyina.
Yeah, since 2011-2012.
Since 2011-2012, omo lusu sa away games ni nyina. But the time between the two teams, Inter Milan, 17 games between Omo and Barcelona, we need 3.
Inter Milan.
And Barcelona,
games.
17 games, or we need 3. And I better catch was Spain, and Casapasa, Marco with Spain. Yeah, you know, she Spain, one of Marco. No crime, no Spain, no money game. No, they drew because they have a poor record with Spain. But I will feel, no, in terms of a more semi-final history, in terms of a more records of one in the Champions League, because fancy, literally Barcelona can even qualify tonight. Abra, omu winning game, no, because Inter Milan remains undefeated. It's a bit my 2-2 penalty shootout, a bit my 1-1 penalty shootout.
Well, let's draw.
By say Inter Milan bet enough year, Panabasa question 2-1, 3-1, 4-1. There be me who is her.
And Adriano.
Me who is her. Due to the history net down, say me kabasa there.
Yes.
Say kosi.
Yeah, kosi.
Inter timi ko share basa. Dabi untimi ko share no.
So history nso chere say Barca and time ko share Inter.
Dabi
San Siro.
Dabi. Ehon ni asem ni ko krom no. Ana Barcelona last 4 away Champions League semi-finals. Wo lusu ni nyina. But it could be say Inter Milan native no on lusu. Barca no so nko lusu. It's a Barca na be draw. On betima 1-1, 2-2, 3-1, 3-3 na biem na akopie penalty shootout. Say penalty shootout de bon sama josu yo. Ye bo be bia bo ne be fa bia na afa na akoto net. Yo be hye bia no aye be. No wa say. It depends what the history tells us. I don't think Inter Milan will sit at home and lose against Barcelona. This is what the history is saying. Now you look at the individual players that could change the game and overturn results for any of these teams. Number 1, Bastoni. Sure? And Nyoma Inter Milan tie when they are building from the back is the ability to locate their 2 center forwards.
Yes.
Especially some more call with the counter attack now. Omo hwe kwa mbefa so mbe locate sa 2 center forwards ni mienu for link up. It is normally the one who drops most of the time, no, Lautaro Martinez. Because he's good on the ball and in tight spaces, so to me maneuver the way throughout and try and get the passes to the laterals. But there's something about Bastoni which we need to have a second look at. She Bastoni or one particular player, fancy, who allowed so much time on the ball, just one pass. Just one pass. Ebet me 2 defenders ni mu nyina de o madu akire. It me send ya dibi di Shadrack. 2 moments at Bastoni in the first leg or ya ade bia. Barcelona also more money ko ho. Na the second leg we no omo protected. Now in this instance on your screen, aha no possible say Bastoni a movie call left back position. Also a movie call omo build it up no or movie call left back. Ama Achebi any Henrik Mkhitaryan move ba center backs. Then Ubenya Bisek as the right back. Now sheni movement ni din so bo play ni mane kwa. Almost a Bastoni edge ball and the first point of contact here 1-2 only the Marco. Ball na sabe din one ma or sham Marcus Thuram ti Marcus Thuram movement ni Lautaro. So now 1-2 number a sako down free so then it goes to Bastoni. She Marcus Thuram run the pass.
Okay.
Bastoni on the ball. Dangerous to switch from just one pass from defense over the high line of FC Barcelona. Line breaking passes. Number 2, Ahano Boa as a left back. This time around, number 2 no the atosono. Waba inverted in the middle of the park. Fancy. Bastoni number 2 no waba be shame fin. Bakono call left back. This one waba center back. Waba central midfield be ojina. Wa choti yama de na ban fin. Now omo train say omo 2 top ni Lautaro Martinez ni Marcus. Hwe. Wa ban fifi wa drive ball na wa side ball na sa kopi mu attack. It is Bastoni's ability to switch positions to left back, to central midfielder, even as a left center back, and then the quality on the ball with the weight of passes or the bono. Barcelona will need to press Bastoni. Any console money home, o money home ya, o pass no. It will now born. They need to be very close to Bastoni and make sure say omo man a chance to even think. Because Achebi only pass Bonche Bastoni. Achebi a good tackler. And over preparatory all the amount. Bisek over pace. But Bisek krabo kutara kwa na hopo. But Bastoni a comfortable in possession and he can move anywhere. Number 2, Dimarco ne Yamal. Obesa started Dimarco biem de tia Yamal. Fancy. And then can ye besa abo. Yamal in the first leg, Barcelona ball with the 4-2-3-1. In the first leg, due to Inter Milan's 3-back, Barcelona ball with 4-3-3. So Dani Olmo was not playing as the typical number 10. Not Dani Olmo ball as the right central midfielder, occupying the right half spaces. Just because say Yamal bet me pushing more to the touchline, isolating Dimarco in 1v1 situations. I know him say Dimarco no isolating and the defensive will be on the which is true. It is the only thing is you can double up and on Henrik Mkhitaryan baba. So Yamal ni nya ball na oni Dimarco compresso no bi mra no aye no ho adwuma wi no de ko. Itiene Dimarco ne start bi mu a monye careful with that particular right hand side of Barcelona ho no, which is the left hand side of Inter Milan. Yamal be Dimarco ho adwuma papa. Obedwere na ankasa. Man say Bastoni can send bebre and some no more can you some more hype akola ni ball ne ball. Oye the leader of the next generation. Only papa.
Ana I say
papa
or back game ne mo a. Bibia no match say as a pressure big.
Na no must free play mo bia pressure that on all the tough cry lollipop to tune. And no be training cry nante bia no dey ba. On fam ho cry. And he will be the star of the night. Super player. Unless say bia obu decide say, "Yeah ma Dimarco mo." Now go for Damien ne ba cry just so foul. Now, Philip Lam, how you can stop Yamal. The only way you can stop Yamal is to force him to his weaker foot. Then the weaker foot in the crown asem no wono. Because weaker foot no, and now or the qua where I drink so betaka no as I cut back. No what to say who na sabe to left in the so. Na panyai. So you can literally block his passing lane. Na sabe to left in the so. Na panyai. So you can literally block his passing lanes or make sure say no be so focused, but at least you even foul him not closer to even the penalty box. Because Barcelona and Real Madrid game on mobile before the first leg of this game. What Frank Garcia did was a personal do a chida no a foul no. I was through. And I just say enye ye. Akurane harding. To number 2, we Barcelona if you are Yamal will be a star tonight. No matter who is going to start at the wing back. Number 3, over starting Mkhitaryan as about Fratesi. Now with Mkhitaryan, now no ebo game you no nipa wa cover ground span na or no. But Fratesi offers you an aggression on unko American in park no unhia kwa. But he's aggressive in his positioning and tackling. There is a choice to make over there. This is due to the fact that Pedri Olmo so about Gavi ne kra de on be adwuma na brosa because Gavi ne workaholic. So you need to work above the limits. Ebia Olmo first leg is one of the worst games among so about the Barcelona. Because he no kasa kra. Corner kick na ba any no. You look at it and you realize no, there was a problem with Olmo. It is Dani Olmo Mona Gavi boa and adwuma kese wo ho because Mkhitaryan no enye American kwa na abeko
Olmo because and I say press conference on the coach in the buy.
Then this is another thing where Mkhitaryan
about 99.9%.
And this is where Mkhitaryan could come in.
Press conference.
He will start, and this comes into context. Mkhitaryan is going to start this game because Oboga Vidia Fratesi will come, but so Olmo dia Mkhitaryan will be there, and the very crucial. Obetima running, so you're running and na fancy. I doubt, but I think his influence on the game will be known due to his technical brilliance on the ball because Henrik Mkhitaryan onya ball na nkasa no oni ball. From that way, Barcelona Messi Kunde.
A huge.
And I'm wondering who will come in at the right back, whether Ronald Araujo and now say Eric Garcia. What you say? Ronald Araujo and now say Garcia and I'm Isu Christensen.
What do you say?
That particular position because a very critical. Didn't see America asem na Kunde dey very important. And Shadrack, Mami Kunde exhibit. Who we are now Mami Kunde exhibit 1, Kunde exhibit 2.
So Eric Garcia. Because last week O'Prien on a BAM. Yeah. But
Inigo Martinez left back no so you beba ho. Inigo Martinez left back no you beba ho. But Yanko Kunde exhibit one and had the bikakra. Any the entire Megitumi is a Kunde. They play a massive role in whatever they want to do. Kunde, Emma, to say them Mikasa about the new Rafinha. When I said it, some fans thought that, oh, na Rafinha there, oh, but look at the importance of Bade in the setup or complementing Rafinha. The same thing is with Kunde and Lamine Yamal. Shadia, this particular time around, when go now or tell Emma 2-1 no. Share the position now Yamal occupy. No position na Kunde occupy. Let's say something here. Now, the mark attention about the Drew Kunde so. Now, Kunde bona babedu Kunde so no. The space na that Tokromo say no. Ehono anka ehono bi anka Dimako because now checking Inter Milan team na they were compact. No more 15 more instead of stretching the pitch. But Kunde always drifts Dimako away from Yamal, creating maybe a 4v4 against Inter Milan centre backs and any defenders no. And I even on make creative Barcelona players from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inter Milan players here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1v1 and kwa because Kunde are providing the option to stretch the defense of 5 back. Kunde was stretching. And the athleticism of Julius Kunde also should be put into contest. The energy he offers Barcelona, all trackia kwaba. Now who are there on the kwaba and the quality on the ball to understand movement and spaces is very important. Now whoever be a Kunde jina, whoever be a Yamaja, wasama Yamal an opportunity in 1v1 situation versus Dimarco. Gasia betima yes adene na nwumre ya na. Gasia betima ye. This is where the trouble will be looking at. By Yamal no de o chechire ne hye to am kura na akoda no obeyi ni ho apie. Baka Julius Kunde ka no ho a said the akoda ne beyi ni ho apie ne ka adwuma ne besa ye fokora de ayede e de ama akoda because onwin na chi say hwan na won na chi hwan na be ha no because Kunde has proven to be a reliable player. Key battles aye behwe sadie no. Tactics Barcelona Highline. Fancy this season no check the meters at Barcelona about with their Highline. What to the previous years of Barcelona? Omunko Highline be say that. It is a shadow boy with the figures now. That's now. Shadie in 21-22 now Barcelona average Highline here 30 meters. Me boy. 22-23 now Barcelona average Highline 31 meters. 23-24 now Barcelona average Highline here 31 meters. 24-25 now Barcelona this is easy boya Barcelona they near 34 3 more than what we saw last season.
Flick more
it is one particular tactical dangerous risky by highly rewarding. Let me say it that way. Very risky to play with the Highline but highly rewarding. The highly rewarding here say amount for baby the offside baby. Because in Europe as it stands, Barcelona are attracted 164 offsides, no team, and they coming closer. The next team will come closer and the crown more Champions League in be Parma. It is a risky, but a highly rewarding, especially when you play with the Highline. Now the cross have 1 year set now Hansi Flick teams near your mommy and son. 1 possession, 2 counter pressing, 3 attacking fluidity. It is 1 whenever they play with the Highline because of the high level of technical ability within the Barcelona setup, including Frankie de Jong and Pedri. Omutimi crab on more. It is possession no omuni problem in the Highline. The only thing they will need to do tonight is to make sure so omun tiny errors to set their first leg no omu be within the first 5 minutes any year in Milan they share first goal. So whenever you are playing with a Highline, your technical quality will need to show at every moment in time because the slightest mistake you will do, born BTS wachi. It is wachi so a danger. It is a risky but highly rewarding. Counter press no press and this is where you need your players to be effective and efficient. Not only effective, you can be effective but not efficient. How? In this particular instance, you can be effective by running all over the pitch. But how you are going to be efficient in getting balls no good positions no fancy very important. When you're Barcelona, baby or regaining position high up on the pitch this season. Fancy more average 5.4 regains position they have more than any other team in Europe.
Say, no what you born or what you na wo bono. Barca phone bo pian no masanchi bono all half or on my own front center
line. But the problem ni yellow ni a short ending, green no you go ending. That means omu regain ball na do say and ending in a short will be bebre. But do say na ending in a go ketwebi. Assembly no. It is short in the Inter Milan and form better mobile, but I still go never to attend no. And from but this is where Barcelona will need to be efficient. It's not because about two things: effective and efficiency. So you need to be very efficient in front of goal to get your results. And fancy Barcelona who they know was throw in possession, and was through in counter pressing, and at the same time, the fancy Omo Highline here risky. How can Inter Milan exploit Barcelona's high line? It will check it here. Chesney operates as a super keeper most of the time. So this is you look at the number of super keeper actions per 90 minutes are 3.3. He does this because of the high line. But Enyoma mienu pe ana Inter Milan ebetimi aye e de beat Barcelona. Partner into omoko counter attack back no hwe ba bia Denzel Dumfries nam into omo overload ase ha na mu nyina mu begu ase ha no na then with your high line no matter ball diagonal passes they don't go in straight line or vertical diagonal omo bottle enemy. So you look at Denzel Dumfries over there enye game we nko the next exhibit here Bayern Munich ne FC Barcelona they did the same thing hwe ba bia ya highlighting e da honom no on the first one Denzel Dumfries you highlighting the same place and one about no fire where Michael Olise. It is a space near that one. Buying 1, 2, 3 players who can exploit that particular space. A diagonal pass na Kim Min-jae. Already our position hona ebeko, and that resulted in a goal for FC Bayern Munich. Number 2, deep runs. Deep runs near so Obama third man runs. Abra 2 players original offside position. No, the last player will need to come. And Borussia Dortmund did it excellently against FC Barcelona. And the more Mutibidinya by 3-1, they created a lot of chances. It was in this particular picture. Yankuto and Yaba Wadeba. Now 2 players were in offside position. Seu Gurasi and another player. But look at the deep run of Pascal Gross. Pass no Enko Gurasi. Pass no the other player no. But all targeted Pascal Gross, who is coming in as the third man run. Set about the ball number 2, which isolates Chesney and the attacker in 1v1 situations. So and then you remember Barcelona will need Yamal. Barcelona will need Frankie de Jong and Pedri. Barcelona will need Wojciech Szczesny to make sure say. And then you nyoma bebre ohonoma on betimi achieve. Rafinha is always the man who kuta the X factor. Ono unhunu bebi obefra ba. Hwego Oshetia Inter Milan in the first leg. Solid. But Inter Milan rely on nyoma mienu defending solidarity and number 2 counter-attacking movement, which I strongly believe say omutu attack is near strong. But fancy based on nyoma ya discussing me metna hanu mo mese samano. Me metna hanu me ka asem from vanchero. Me metna hanu me ka just oh my car binti me say samano. There be Barcelona team near strong. They deserve to even go to the final. They have quality in terms of the attacking unit. But Inter Milan at home, I believe say remember Inter Milan a 55% chance of qualifying ahead of FC Barcelona.
Okay. Well, Mezame da say moments